Welcome to the Big Ree and Ace Pick 6, NFL Week 16. Alright, let's go, Ace.
Alright, here we go, boys. NFL Week 16. Cannot wait, boys. And I'm not rubbing my hands because I'm cold. I'm so excited about this weekend. We got 2 games on Saturday, a full slate of games on Sunday, 2 more games on Christmas Day. It's going to be a good one. Drink some eggnog for me, boys. All right, here we go, boys. Game 1, we got Minnesota Vikings, 11-3, at the 7-7 Green Bay Packers. Minnesota is a 9-point favorite here. Minnesota 9-1 in their last 10 games. They are 5-2 on the road, and their only road win by over 8 points is against the winless Cleveland Browns. And the Browns actually led at halftime of that game. That shows you that they're not a great road team. You know, they did win 23-10 at home in Week 6 against Green Bay. But that was at home, and they only won by 13. And in that game, you know, Hundley had 3 interceptions. That was his first game back, you know, playing, and so don't worry about that. And then what I want everybody to understand here, there is a reason why quarterback Case Keenum is on his 4th team in 5 seasons. There's a reason for that. I don't trust him. He's playing decent. Everybody's hyping him up. He's going to get a big contract. He's getting paid. There's a reason why he's a mediocre QB. He's a backup, and it's going to start to show. Then we got Green Bay Packers, 3-4 in the games that Brett Hundley has started. And in the last 3 games, they've given up 21, 20, and 31, but they've also scored 27, 26, and 28. So they're putting up points as well, you know. And Hundley's actually looked really good in 2 of his last 3 games against Cleveland and Pittsburgh with 3 TDs and 0 interceptions in each game. So I think he's starting to actually develop some rhythm, and then they put Rodgers back in last game, but I think he'll come back for the last 2 games and play well. They got running back Jamal Williams that's a dual threat, and he's looking solid. He's actually adding a dimension to that offense. I really like Green Bay here. I think Green Bay is going to cover this game. Minnesota should win, but Green Bay will keep it interesting. Take Green Bay Packers +9. Game 2, we got the 6-8 Miami Dolphins at the 8-6 Kansas City Chiefs. Kansas City is a 10-point favorite here, boys. Okay, Miami, you guys all know I like Miami. You know, I predicted some big upsets for them, but there's one thing you got to understand. Miami is 1-5 in their last 6 road games. 1-5, and they've lost by 8 to Buffalo, by 18 to New England, 24 to Carolina, 40 to the Ravens, 14 to the Jets. So not only are they bad on the road, they're getting blown out on the road. Jay Cutler, interception machine, has interception 9 of his 12 games. You know, yes, I do like running back Kenyon Drake. You know, he should have a solid game against the Kansas City's horrible run D, but it's not going to be enough here. You know, Kansas City is 8-6. They're on a 2-game winning streak. They've had big division wins against Oakland and the Chargers in their last 2. They are 5-2 at home. And now let's talk about running back Kareem Hunt. Started off red hot, then he had his rookie slump, but back-to-back 100-plus yard games, 155, 116. He's looking really good. Anytime he gets over 20 carries, the Chiefs win. That's going to happen this week. Look for him to have another big game. The Chiefs had, you know, started off bad, but they're back to their old self. This is an easy one, boys. This is my lock of the week. Take Kansas City -10. Game 3 here. We got the 6-8 Oakland Raiders at Philadelphia, who is 12-2. And Philadelphia is a 9-point favorite here. Oakland, 2-game losing streak with a devastating loss last week to Dallas, where, you know, quarterback Derek Carr, you know, fumbled in the end zone when he tried to reach over, and that was a safety. They lost that game. They should have won that game, but that really was a game-changing play for the season because they're basically out now. It's going to be a miracle. But Derek Carr is playing solid. You know, his numbers are not completely like wow, but he's putting up similar numbers the last couple seasons. He's just not having those big plays, and I attribute a lot of that to the play of Amari Cooper, who's just not stepped up. He's questionable for this game. I think they're going to try to get him out there. You know, I think Derek Carr is going to pick apart the Philadelphia D, who's 22nd race pass D. So I think he's going to do well. Running back Marshawn Lynch is playing, you know, solid, and I think he's going to continue to play well the last two games. And you know, they do want to finish 8-8. You know, they're taking a step back from last year, but you know, they don't want to go 7-9 or 6-10. So I think they're going to really try to win these two games to at least end at 500. Then we got Philadelphia 12-2, 11-1 in their last 12 games, but they did lose starting quarterback Carson Wentz for a season-ending injury. And they are not looking great over the last couple of games. They're giving up an average of 29 points over the last three. 29 points. They gave up 504 yards last week against the Giants. Boys, the Giants! The Giants. That's ridiculous. You know, they did squeak out that win 34-29 against the Giants. Yeah, Nick Foles, 4 TDs. Oh, the Philadelphia Eagles are fine. Foles is going to play like he did a couple seasons ago. Don't trust him. He had that game against the Giants. I don't trust their D right now. Definitely don't trust Foles. Boys, this is an easy one, guys. Listen, please take Oakland +9, and I'm going to go out on a whim. I would not be surprised if Oakland wins this game. I'm not super like, oh, they're definitely going to win here, but I wouldn't be surprised. But I definitely like the Oakland +9. I just don't believe in Philadelphia right now. They've already clinched the division. Take Oakland +9. Big Reed, let's go.
First game I got is the Colts at Ravens. The current line is Ravens -13.5. We got Indianapolis coming off a 25-13 loss at home to the Broncos. We got the Ravens coming off a 27-10 win against the Browns. Looking back at Indianapolis season, they just can't do anything without Andrew Luck. Running game really isn't much. Frank Gore is the old guy. Marlon Mack is coming up, but still needs some time. Wide receivers aren't doing well. Defense is just a mess. We got the Ravens, who are fighting for a playoff spot, and their defense is really strong. Joe Flacco is starting to pick it up. Mike Wallace looks good, and tight end Benjamin Watson is going to have a solid game here. I'm taking the Ravens -13.5. The next game is we got the Panthers at Bucks. The current line is Panthers -10. Panthers coming off a 31-24 win versus Green Bay Packers and Aaron Rodgers. We got the Bucks coming off a loss to the Falcons. Bucks just have been off this season. Deshaun Jackson has not been who we thought he was. Jameis Winston has been a mess. The running game has been a mess. On the other side, we got Cam Newton just playing lights out. The Panthers are doing well. They're a really good team. I like their defense. Luke Kuechly. Also, I'm sorry, I think this one's in Carolina at the Panthers. So I'm taking the Panthers -10. That's my lock of the week. We got the Chargers at Jets. The current line is Chargers -7. We got the Chargers coming off an awful loss, embarrassing road loss, 30-13. The Jets coming off a 31-19 road loss. As bad as that looks, it was actually pretty impressive. New Orleans is a hard place to play, but at the same time, the Jets just aren't the Jets. Chargers are coming back. They need this win for a playoff spot. I'm taking the Chargers -7. Before we take off here, we just want to wish everyone happy holidays. All right, peace out.